Why I don't listen to the Joe Rogan Experience anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Noye New, a channel for exploring the new. Mr. Joe Rogan started a podcast long ago. It's one of the most fun and entertaining podcasts of all time and one of the first of its kind. Mr. Rogan believes in hard work and discipline, which makes him susceptible for the concept of overexposure. For him, it seems like a good idea to put out 16 to 20 hours of audio and video of himself every week. It gets the views, it gets the wider audience, it grows. It seems that a comedian might be able to put out more hours because of the time-filling shit talking. But you are just going so far in joking without blasting special material or retell every story over and over again. Mr. JR has no script and is rambling most off the time, which was giving him an authentic vibe. A lot of comedians or entertainers started podcasts. Most of them are bad. Most of them doing it for business reasons. There are podcasts where a single person is talking to himself for hours. Weird. Imagine that. Hours and hours of conversation. We consume. We are definitely one factor of the problem. We are consuming hours of podcasts every day. The quality of these shows get thinner, but who cares? A lot of good comedians or interesting people seem to start at one. Most podcasts get boring after a couple of hours. Sometimes we found the guest intriguing, but if the guest is not a social entertainer, the host steps in. And after hundreds of hours, we know the host. We know who his political views, we know what he likes to do and the work he's done, who his friends are, we even know his weaknesses and wishes, what his favorite food is. We know who he is going to a hunting trip with, because the other two guys have their own podcast, and of course we are listening to these two. Mr. JR is still very good in trying to cover up the fact that maybe he hasn't got a lot left off his persona to market. Which is totally understandable. Most people's character is burned through in hours. With Mr. JR, it took thousands of shows. People recognize that his opinions on matters are changing from guest to guest, a side effect. He is fading away into the mainstream. At this point, it is very hard to listen to big podcasts. It seems like the same conversation over and over. Maybe art is limited to its expression. Maybe it's not a so good idea to know every little aspect of your favorite person. Maybe podcast is not a future-oriented concept. Most people do not recognize overexposure. In fact, we should be scared that the big, most interesting minds of our generation will exhaust themselves on the online market. Maybe they feel like they need to keep going because it's what brings them the audience and the money, which might be true. I've learned so much from the JRE, thankful and happy he'll move on to something new. Let's think about a new concept of podcasts.